This time on Dream Funders.
Man, I think you hit it a home run.
You've heard of fantasy football, but what about fantasy fitness?
All bodies are not created equal.
Will this entrepreneur reach his goal of raising money from our investors?
We all have different goals, and we all have different ways of attaining those goals.
Plus, this local man says he has the recipe for success in the form of barbecue.
One of the finest foods you'll find in the Louisville area.
He's serving it, but will our investors buy into it? It's the matchmaking show that's all business. This is Dream Funders. Welcome to Dream Funders. I'm Melissa Fraser with the show that hopes to match big ideas with big bucks. This time, we're going to hear from a local man who says his barbecue could be a gold mine. He just needs to get a little help to get the fire burning.
As you can see here, the ribs that we have are fresh. We do this daily. There's nothing that's left behind.
And another entrepreneur who has a way to make getting in shape a whole new ball game that's actually fun.
It's like fantasy football, but it's not. It's hard. It's great. It's fun. You just got to try it.
We'll meet our dreamers coming up, but right now, let's meet the funders. Our panel tonight includes Micah Busey. His latest venture was just voted the #1 direct sales company in America. Mark Lampkin, the CEO of Lampkin Wealth Management. He's listed as one of the top financial managers in Kentucky. Marty McClellan is with us. He's the chairman of the Enterprise Angels funding team, while managing $280 million in accounts and hedge funds. And Jennifer Williams, a successful e-commerce entrepreneur who hit it big with her business called Cuddle Clones. Those are the funders. Now let's meet our first dreamer.
Hello, how you doing? My name is Maurice Day. I'm the owner of Molicious Barbecue. I'm here today seeking a $45,000 investment for a 10% stake in my company. Molicious Barbecue is a mobile food truck that serves some of the finest foods you will find in the Louisville area. How many of y'all had a taste for the old time cooking of the past? I love the old time cooking. You can't find it every day now because everything is done so fast that the flavor is gone. Here at Molicious Barbecue, not only do we do the finest quality of meat, but we also season it, marinate it, and cook it to a slow perfection for that meal that you've always been missing. Our pulled pork is cooked for a total of 8 hours, laid our special sauce made only at Molicious Barbecue. This is a 4th generation food truck company that we are presently looking to expand right now that is going on to Fort Knox. We already have one in the Louisville area, and so who would like to be a part of this team?
4th generation. Okay, and right now you have one truck.
Right now we have one truck.
In Louisville.
In Louisville, right now.
How long has that truck been operating? How much revenue we do, and what's the net profit?
That truck has been operating for the last 2 years, and right now I'm only doing it 2 days a week, and it's generating $70,000 a year in profit.
Wow.
Why only 2 days a week?
Right now I work for the federal government for the Veteran Affairs after retiring from the military. So I'm doing that right now. Once I get my second truck online, I'm gonna go ahead and leave that job alone and donate 24 hours a day to Molicious Barbecue.
But if you can make $70,000 in profit from 2 days a week, you know, you can make 200 grand or so.
With 2 trucks, we have ran the numbers on that, and that's what we're looking at right now. It's about 200 grand a year in profits with that second truck online.
So your gross for that one truck to generate $70,000 a year in profit, what are your gross sales?
Gross sales is reaching about 90. And once you take off your food costs, your labor costs, and the operating costs, it comes out to about 70,000 a year.
Profit. Okay. Wow.
So 90 in revenue and 70 in profit can't be. You got to have more costs than that. The food cost, the gas cost.
Your food cost 30% of your costs.
Right. That makes sense.
My labor I keep under 10%.
Right. So that's 40%, and the truck costs something.
The truck. Well, the initial investment on the truck I have right now was $1,800 and $900 for a grill. So right now I'm trying to get a brand new truck that I can take across the state of Kentucky and sell my cuisine.
How much does a new truck cost?
The new truck right now costs $45,000. That's before getting it fit out.
So the investment you're offering, is that for the whole business for both trucks?
I'm glad you asked that question. It will be for both trucks. Yes, it will be.
Where do you all sell now? I mean, you say you're run your truck 2 days a week. Where do you go during those 2 days? How many stops you making? How many hours? I know you're probably hitting lunches, I'm guessing, at some places.
No, what we have is a lot of social media that's going on Facebook and on Twitter. And we set up at the Liquor Barns in town, and once I post it, everybody comes. And also I'm working along with the fairgrounds with different events they have going out there, and that's just a cash cow right there.
What do you think? Is Molicious making any of our funders hungry to invest?
My answer is I'm not sure.
Find out when Dream Funders continues.
What's your barbecue secret recipe?
Well, it's just like getting into a rodeo. You gotta learn how to ride a horse first.
I'm Melissa Fraser, back with you on Dream Funders, the show that matches local entrepreneurs with local investors. Right now, Maurice Day with Molicious Barbecue is trying to tempt our investors into helping him get a second food truck. The question is, are any of them ready to place an order?
Back to his question, why are you looking at a second truck when your first truck isn't running 7 days a week?
Why am I looking at a second truck?
Now, why is your first truck not running 7 days a week?
Well, the first truck, I want to get it to run 7 days a week, but I need to get away from the job that I'm doing right now, and this second truck is going to allow me to do that. With getting a daughter through college and support my wife, which is disabled, it'll allow me to be able to do things I need to do.
How is that, if you don't mind me? I just see if you got a truck that's paid for it sitting there, how does a second truck benefit your possession any better than the first truck already does?
Well, the second truck is going to allow me to achieve more territory, get down to Fort Knox. That's a market that has not been touched yet really by food trucks. That second truck will be the only truck on Fort Knox. It's not like here in Louisville where you can have tons of food trucks. Fort Knox, you got to be invited to come onto that camp. And I will be the only food truck on that camp to be able to serve America's finest.
Did they already tell you that or sign something?
Yes, ma'am.
Maurice, I'm trying to understand this too. Why are you not using the current truck you have 5 days a week? Because you could make more doing that than you can working at your regular job. Is it insurance benefits? Why are you not making this transition with
one
just
of
the
the,
one
one of the
truck?
reasons why I haven't done it 5 days a week is it's always hard finding good employees. That's my biggest fight right now. I've got a couple that are good right now that I picked up at the end of the season last year. And I'm in the process of really training them to be able to run one by themselves, and I take over another one. So the biggest problem I have is just finding good employees.
And for me, that's all about scaling a business. If you can't do that here, you're not going to do it with a second truck in another city.
Now, where do you prep everything? Where do you cook? Do you cook at your home?
That's the key thing about Molicious Barbecue. We do everything fresh. We do it right off the truck. Our grill, as you can see here, the ribs that we have are fresh. We do this daily. There's nothing that's left behind.
But if the pork has to cook for 6 hours, where's that 6 hours of cooking? All in the truck?
Well, the 6 hours that's done cooking like the pulled pork, that's done right there on the grill, right there by the truck, yes. We'll put on a 100 pounds of pulled pork like 6 hours before we go out, get it rolling, so when we get on site, it's ready to roll.
What's your barbecue secret recipe? How do you do it?
Well, it's just like getting into a rodeo. You gotta learn how to ride a horse first. But my recipe is slow cooking with a lot of herbs and spices, not a lot of salt. The sauce we make fresh daily. People have said it tastes like the meat is in the sauce. In actuality, it probably is. It has a very good Western Kentucky barbecue flavor to it.
Well, where's our samples?
I was going to bring this too.
We want to know if it's malicious.
We do.
I will have some samples for you later on. I was unable to bring in any today.
Just kidding.
Yeah, but I have some for you later on.
So truck 2 goes online. How long before it starts turning a profit?
Once that truck is finished on a Monday, it's
You
going to
got
turn
$60,000. How long before that truck starts turning a profit?
less than 30 days.
So what do you think, funders?
I'll go first. I'm going to offend the herd and say that I'm out, but for a good reason, actually. I think this is a great business for you. I don't think that you've fully thought through all the dynamics of scaling this to another city, nor have you fully utilized a lot of the assets and resources you have. For me, I'm all about being able to scale a product or an idea or a business, and I can't latch around the business plan to know that that's going to be successful, and for that reason, I'm out.
I love barbecue. I'll be a customer, but not an investor.
Okay.
And I'm out, but I still think that you don't really need us. I think that you should make the leap, quit the job, do 7 days a week, and then you'll have your $45,000 in 30 to 60 days to buy that second truck.
I hate the restaurant business. What has me bothered is the numbers are too good to be true. And I'm not saying you're lying at all, because I know you're going to come over here and whip me, and I don't want you to, because you're a big man. I'm not saying yes, I'm not saying no. I just don't understand why you're not doing 5 days. You know, my answer is I'm not sure. I mean, I'd be willing to do a follow-up lunch with you and chat more. I can't say yes or no, but on these numbers, you're going to have to bring me something to validate what the numbers were, what the true numbers are, the engines and putting back in. Fort Knox bothered me. I could tell you before I would put in $60,000, we'd have to maximize Louisville. And I'm not saying that I wouldn't invest something to maximize Louisville if these numbers are somewhat legit, but I can't say yes tonight, but I won't close the door completely.
I can thoroughly respect that, and I can give you what you're looking for.
Sounds like you got a lunch date, Maurice.
All right.
Maybe you should bring some malicious.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
what you're going to eat lunch.
Matter of fact.
So it sounds like we might have a deal cooking, but just like Maurice's barbecue, it's going to take a little time. Meanwhile, we still have more to come on the show. Up next, meet a man who says he can make getting in shape fun.
It's like fantasy football, but it's not. It's hard. It's great. It's fun. You just got to try it.
It's a new kind of fantasy league. Next on Dream Funders. Welcome back to Dream Funders. I'm Melissa Fraser, inside the Fraser History Museum in downtown Louisville. The museum showcases innovation throughout centuries of American and world history. You'll find one of George Washington's rifles here, even Geronimo's bow and arrows.
We have Daniel Boone's family Bible. We have John Smith's workshop, you know, the founding gunsmith of the Kentucky long rifle.
And you can experience the explorations of Lewis and Clark as they did.
So you have to really understand your past, and here at the Fraser History Museum, we hope that people will come out of this experience with a better understanding of how we got where we are.
We love to tell those stories of ingenuity, of that entrepreneurial spirit, because that's what our country was founded on, and that's the principles that our state was founded on.
The museum is inspiring, as are the entrepreneurs on our show, who are hoping to turn good ideas into cash. And right now, it's time to meet our next dreamer.
Hello, my name is Josh Crandall, and I am the creator and founder of the Fantasy Fitness League. The Fantasy Fitness League is a B2B competitive corporate wellness game. Now, one of the hardest parts about any sort of diet or exercise program, as you may be well aware, is maintaining that same vigor and excitement on day one throughout the rest of your program until you've reached your goals. Additionally, all bodies are not created equal. We all have different goals, and we all have different ways of attaining those goals. By understanding the major body metrics that control how we each lose weight, the FFL has created a scoring algorithm called the level playing field. And with the level playing field, we're able to take Jim in accounting, who weighs 300 pounds, and match him up against Sally in legal, who weighs 150, each with their own goals and each with their own challenges as well. So now we've differentiated ourselves from the competition. We're able to do this in such a way that it creates a challenging but fun and engaging and motivating way to reach their health goals and to promote long-lasting behavior change. That said, in order to achieve this goal, I'm here asking for at least $100,000 investment for up to 10% equity in the FFL. With this money, we are going to create and test our beta product and also create the inventory needed for our commissioner package. With that said, thank you for your consideration, and I look forward to making some lives a little better. Thank you so much.
So what stage is this in now? Are people using it?
I have prototyped. I have no revenue. I have prototyped it. I have run the prototype. I have proof of concept, and I have clickable demos, and it's turnkey, ready to go to development. I don't have a developer. I'm not a developer. I am a designer. So I am ready to take investment and put it towards the development of the beta right now.
The development, you're talking about software, app?
Yes.
When you say you have a program going and you've tested your math, I'm assuming that's the scenario of the game, the weighting system, I guess, between male and female and the balance of the mechanics?
Yeah, so 80%, probably 90% of the touch points of this game come through the app.
Okay.
We also have an accompanying website. So just like you would in fantasy football, I don't know if, does anyone play fantasy football or fantasy sports of any kind?
I have.
Couple? Okay. So you might understand how that works with the website, and then you have an accompanying app that you use most of the time. So that's essentially how this works.
Would you put your money behind this business? Find out if any of our investors are ready to run with this idea when Dream Funders returns. Welcome back to Dream Funders, the TV series that matches local entrepreneurs with big money investors. Earlier, we met Josh Crandall, who's come up with something he calls the Fantasy Fitness League, an idea to help groups get in shape while competing against each other no matter what situation they're in.
We're able to do this in such a way that it creates a challenging but fun and engaging and motivating way to reach their health goals and to promote long-lasting behavior change.
Will any of our investors see fit to put their money behind this idea? Let's find out.
I don't know if, does anyone play fantasy football or fantasy sports of any kind?
I have.
Couple? Okay. So you might understand how that works with the website, and then you have an accompanying app that you use most of the time. So that's essentially how this works. And then you would have a commissioner in your office who is maybe the party planner person, the person that wants to organize this. They're the ones that receive the party or the commissioner's package that you see here, and they're in charge of setting it up and getting everyone motivated to join up and signing up and creating their league. This is subscription based. We're selling to the business, and so that there will be packages as well, and there's motivations for signing up more employees so that you can actually double dip with your existing wellness program, whatever that is. This is not a wellness program in the sense that we are taking any sort of metrics outside of anything that you're willing to provide to us. It's not intrusive. We are not, for that reason, we are not regulated by HIPAA. There's nothing in this that's going to be confidential. I mean, everything in this is confidential, but there's nothing in this that's going to be something that your doctor would have to provide in terms of information.
Is this providing training services? Is this sample workouts, or is it simply a scoring metric for one business? Can you compete against other businesses?
Sure. Yeah. So the idea is that we're also partnering with existing API of health and wellness trackers that are out there, so that you can use your Fitbit with this. It will tell us and let us know that you did exercise for the day, or you did your diet and exercise tracking for the day. So we want to partner with things like MyFitnessPal, using the API that they have open, or Lose It, or other existing services.
Why not just use Fitbits? I buy everybody in my office Fitbits and track against each other, or MyFitnessPal and have everybody track against each other. Why not use those? Why use this over that?
So with this, you can actually compete head-to-head against one person every week.
Can I in Fitbit?
Not in the same way. So in this way, you're able to take a score. It gathers a score, but then it also takes your weight loss for that week at the end of the week, and through the level playing field algorithm, it spits out the level and balance score. So again,
so there's other things that do what you're doing, but yours is the proprietary logarithm that
levels everything.
I get what you're doing, right? You're taking platforms that are already available, that people already tracking their weight loss and participating in these other programs, and you're taking that and making a game of it. That corporate sort of like, weight loss. We at our office, we have that once a year, twice a year, they'll do a weight loss game and everyone participates, and it's a great way to get, is that correct? That's what you're doing basically, is taking these other platforms, gathering that data through the APIs and giving corporate America a reason to have this and participate in this in a work environment.
Absolutely, it's supplementary to their existing wellness programs.
Love it, but at this point, you're too early for me.
I like software, actually. I own a development company. I could program this in-house right now. Again, the big hang-up some of the hang-ups they have is what I have is the unknowns. Branding wise, man, I think you hit it a home run. I mean, you look at this thing, you instantly think this is a fantasy football kickoff or something that's, you feel that this is a national presence, that it has significance. So I think for branding and IP and all that, I think you've hit a home run. It sounds like from your research, you have a lot of the triggers and levers all figured out as far as the mechanics of how it makes it work.
That's why it's so frustrating that I haven't found a developer yet. I'd love to have a CTO come on for Sweat Equity and just let's knock this thing out.
Is there a larger percentage you'd be willing to give up? Because
I'd be absolutely willing to negotiate.
But you'd be willing to negotiate half the company for me to take in and effectively my own marketing firm, software, social media, programmers, graphic artists, really take the website, run with that part of it, you not have to worry about it.
Sure, again, I'd be willing to investigate that.
Okay. Well, you got a deal to at least talk after the show and pursue this if you'd like.
Absolutely. Great.
Awesome.
Josh, you got a date. I'd get a card. Things are apparently shaping up for Josh. Mark it down as another Dream Funder success story. I'm Melissa Fraser. We'll see you next time on Dream Funders.